How long have you been standing there, Father?
Since the end of the Korean War. Why? Am I taking root?
No, I wondered. Did you see Monica?
Yeah, I did, fleetingly. She was on her way out the front door.
Damn, I wanted to talk to her for a moment. Shouldn't you be at work?
For your information, young man, I've been at work since 6 o'clock this morning. I made a couple of pressing calls to Paris. Around 8 o'clock, I made a half a dozen calls to New York. You know, in my business, we have to be up early, unlike you doctors and your shrinking hours. What is it down to now, Alan? 5 hours a day, 4?
A doctor's always working, sir.
Yeah? Well, perhaps you can tell me what you were working at last night when Monica and I found you in her bed.
A great plan in stupidity.
Yeah? Do you mind explaining? Monica was too livid to talk last night.
Monica was just trying to catch Susan and me in the throes of passion for a change, that's all.
Susan? I don't recall seeing Joan of Arc there. Where did you have her hidden?
I shoved her out the back door. Originally, it was Monica's idea.
Oh, come on, Alan. Spare me the details. You know, believe it or not, I am getting sick and tired of yours and Monica's shenanigans. So if you don't mind, I am now going to call my broker and check on the current rate of pork bellies.
There is something that I feel that you should hear.
Oh, really? You've heard something about pork bellies that I haven't, huh?
No, it's not about pork bellies. It's about Susan.
Well, I'll resist the crude comparison.
I'm finished with her.
Oh. I assume you are joking.
I'm completely serious. I can't go on living like this.
Well, of course you can't. I've been telling you that for months.
Well, maybe I just had to find out for myself.
Well. Welcome back to the world of reality. A new age of enlightenment now dawns on the Quartermain family. As little Susan Moore quietly fades away into the twilight, I bid her a fond adieu.
I still have one problem. How do I get rid of her?
You are so disgusting, Mickey. Oh, honey, but I love you. Yes, I do. Okay. I'll keep my fingers crossed, too. Okay, bye.
Good news?
Agent talk. No, actually, there was one part that sounded very good for me, though. It's a part of a Gangster's Mall 20s remake.
Ooh, sounds perfect. You could really sink your teeth into that one.
I know. There's no use in getting excited about it, though.
You must miss it, huh?
Sometimes. Still, I don't think I would trade it for what I've got here.
Come on. You're kidding, right?
No, you may find this odd, but I'm serious about this. All of that party life in those big cars gets a little tiresome sometimes.
I find that very hard to believe.
No, it's true. You know, it's really kind of empty. It's an empty life. You meet people and you have relationships, but you kind of flutter through life, you know. You sleep until noon and you party until dawn. But somehow you always end up by yourself. Even when you're with somebody, you're still by yourself.
At any rate, I'm glad you decided to stick around.
So am I. And I finally have what I want. I have a family, and I have friends, and I have a new apartment that I'm moving into.
Mm-hmm.
All I need is a man to move in with me now.
Hey, you should have no problem with that.
Oh.
Plenty of available men in this town.
Not the kind I'm looking for.
Ah, the ones with money.
Oodles and oodles of money, darling.
Oh, come on, really? There's more to it than that.
I'm deadly serious. I want that wedding ring this time. And not just the diamond, but I want the man, and I want the love that goes with it.
Wouldn't we all?
Mm-hmm.
Tell you what, I'll hang in there if you will.
Okay, but let's just make sure we don't go after the same one, all right?
You got it. Somehow, though, I don't think we're going to have a problem with that.
Okay.
Looks familiar. Deja vu. Have I been in here before?
I think once or twice, yeah. Mm-hmm.
What you doing here?
Just a little girl talk.
Mm-hmm.
Aunt Tiffany was about to show me some of the samples for the drapes you're going to have for your new party.
I forgot all about it, darling.
Uh-huh.
Now, I have chosen 3 that I like, and of course, Dell has her favorite, of course. But I wanted a different opinion.
That one, definitely.
Rose?
Yeah, I'm with Luke on that. The others are too, I don't know.
Much.
Yeah, a little too much.
Mm-hmm.
You hungry? I got some apple pie in the kitchen.
Hey, can you make it a la mode?
You know I can't.
You're on.
Still mad at Robert?
No, not really. I talked to Ruby. She explained the whole thing, so everything's cool. Listen, have you got any ideas about what we can do for a new act at the club?
I haven't the foggiest. I wish I could say I've been thinking about it, but I haven't. I just talked to Mickey on the phone, and he has a wonderful part that I'm up for.
Well, that's great, Tiff. I just hope that you are not going to start pounding the pavement again, because we really need you around here.
Oh, perfect. Just what we don't need.
What's that?
Hey, Luke, how you doing? Did you find out who you really were up there in the mountains?
Look, Baldwin, I'm going to tell you this one time. You tell that scum-sucking employer of yours to stay away from my aunt, or I'm going to break every bone in his body and yours.
Is that so, huh? Well, let's go, man, right now. Come on.
Hey, stop it.
Come on.
I don't care what you guys do outside of here, okay? Besides that, your a la mode is melting, Luke.
Sorry, Rose, I'm a little nauseated. Come on, we got things to do, Tiff.
Yes.
Back for it later, babe. I'm sorry. Thank you.
You know, that's a valuable Oriental rug you're pacing a hole in, Alan.
I'll replace it.
Yeah, with what? You're spending so much time at home these days, your patients are going to have to look elsewhere for their little pink pills.
I have a problem.
Well, the old cliche, what else is new, comes to mind.
Be serious, will you? I've got a chance to make it up with Monica now for the first time in a very long time. But I am still responsible for Jason and for Susan.
You set up an endowment fund, didn't you?
Yes, that's right. But what do I do about her?
Well, it's very simple. Just face her and tell her it's kaput.
And what if it doesn't work?
Well, fill her pockets with rubles and pack her off on the next camel to the Sahara.
Is that how you handle it?
Oh, several times. But you know, the Sahara may be a bit exotic for little old Brown Eyes, so you better send her to Boston or New York. But just make sure you tuck a nice fat check down into her bosom. You know, just for good measure.
You know, that just could work. It's just possible if I explained it in the right kind of way, it could work. If I could just find some place to talk to her. What about the ELQ offices?
No, it's fine. Just make sure it's after business hours. I sure don't need any hysterical females upsetting my employees.
I'll make sure there's nobody in the building.
Look, who are you calling?
Calling Susan. Hello. Susan, how are you?
Why don't you take a wild guess?
Oh, I'm sure that you're not very well. It was a terrible evening for you last night.
It was humiliating, Alan, and I'm really not up to talking about it right
Susan,
now, so...
Please don't hang up. I really do need to talk to you.
I'm getting kind of tired of whispered phone conversations.
Oh, I agree with you. I would like to talk to you if we could find some place tomorrow night. Some place where Monica wouldn't find us.
She found us 1,000 miles out to sea that only leaves outer space, or...
Well, what about the ELQ offices?
Your father's office?
Yes, I mean, there's nobody there after 6 except for a few guards. What do you say? Susan?
Yeah, all right. About 8 o'clock?
I'll see you then. Bye-bye. Well, I'm going to have to handle this very gently. I want it to run as smoothly as is humanly possible.
Well, just make sure that Monica and that Baldwin kid don't find out about it. Or your smooth seas are going to turn into a tidal wave.
Thought I might find you here.
I remembered my working hours.
I'm not happy.
It's about Alan, right? You want to call the whole thing off.
How did you know what I was thinking?
I just guessed. You still love him, don't you?
Mm-mm. Yes, I don't know, Scotty. I don't know.
Love and hate. It's tough to build a marriage on that kind of foundation, especially when there's a mistress and there's an illegitimate son down the block.
Yes, you're right, of course. It's funny, though. His timing was impeccable today. All of a sudden, he just opened up like...
Just like when you were first married, huh? Come off it, Monica.
You're right, Scotty. Absolutely right. And divorce is the only way out.
Right. So I'm still your attorney?
Well, I suppose so. I don't know where else I could find a mine like yours, except perhaps in the gutter.
I'll get right on it.
You should if you want your percentage. Happy hunting.
Hey, George. Over here.
Hey, kid, I was just looking for you.
Hey, cut the kid business, all right? I think we've got some talking to do.
Hey, careful, Sonny. Don't forget who you're working for.
That's exactly what I want to know. Just who am I working for? So why don't you sit down and start explaining about some of these legitimate businesses of yours?
I told you the time would come for that.
The time has come right now. Now sit down before I start blowing the whistle on what little I do know.
Look, before you say something else that's stupid, why don't you tell me what's got you all riled up?
A guy by the name of Luke Spencer is crawling all over me about your antics at Ruby Anderson's building.
What's the big deal?
I'm making it a big deal, all right? Now, you lay off her, you understand?
Sure, fine. But what you don't understand is I need that mall. Now, how am I supposed to get those people out of that building?
You ever heard of legal maneuvers, George? I can empty that building like that. A lot faster than those flunkies of yours.
When can you start?
When you start telling me about some of these businesses of yours.
Okay. Later, at the office.
Good. Don't leave anything out.
I'll tell you the whole thing. Don't sweat it. Now, what about Jackie Templeton? You dig up any dirt on her yet?
She's clean.
Oh, no. Nobody's clean.
I said she was clean.
Then find out what she's writing about me.
How am I supposed to do that? I don't even know her.
Ah, you'll find a way. I got confidence in you. You like blondes, huh, kid?
Especially the Templeton kind.
Oh, I know I forgot to knock, darling, but I've got a wonderful, wonderful idea. It's for the club. We're going to do eras.
You do eras, I'll do Malthus.
And I'll do the noses, and you'll do the toes.
Oh, Billy Gooses. No, eras, decades, you know. Great moments in history. We'll do a different motif every month, like the Roaring 20s, you know, and we'll do a USO club, you know, in the 40s. And
I like it.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, we wouldn't be bored because we'd always be changing.
Oh, that's wonderful. Then I can make some plans then, right?
You can make the decision on this one.
Listen, if you like it, I'm behind it.
Oh, wonderful. Delfino is going to go crazy. Oh, Lord, I'm supposed to have lunch with Delfino tonight. Well, dinner, would you please excuse me? Bye. It was nice to see you again. Bye.
Bye.
Woman of indecent energy.
I'm going to get a contact high from hanging around here, you know?
Star? Yes, look, I'll put him on. I see. Yes, of course. Thank you. Well, that didn't take long.
Who was it?
The local constabulary. You're back in town 30 minutes. They want the pleasure of your company immediately.
They say about what?
Something to do with a matter of identification, whatever that means.
I thought I saw a familiar face.
Hi.
Hi. You, expecting anyone?
Oh, I'm just hanging around. What'd you have to see?
Thank you. I thought maybe you might be waiting for that sister of yours, the ace reporter.
Oh, have you read some of her stuff?
Well, I read the Robert Scorpio piece. It was very interesting. Is she working on anybody now?
Oh, another interview thing.
Anybody I know?
Well, I believe it's that waterfront guy, George Durnley.
Yeah, I know of him. I guess she's probably going to take him apart.
I didn't know you were such a fan of Jackie's.
Well, actually, I'm a fan of yours, and you're a sister. Listen, this may be out of line. I was going to ask you to go out to a movie, maybe get something to eat. What do you think about that?
Sure. I think that sounds great.
Okay, well then, I'll call you real soon.
Okay. Sounds terrific.
Okay.
I'll see you around.
Okay.
Bye.
So long.
Open 7. She got picked up for vagrancy. She claimed that you'd vouch for her.
What is her name?
I don't know. We got it down somewhere. Anyhow, she said you didn't even know her. You guys wait back there. Open 7.
Thanks for coming. Think you can get me out of here?
Oh. You know, officer, I thought that this might be a young woman that I met about a week ago, but, No, I don't think so. I've never seen her before in my life.
Wait!
Yes?
Well, you've done an excellent piece here. But then again, I don't know how I could have thought that you would have done anything less than that.
Maybe I can find it in my heart to forgive you. Do you, think Durnley's gonna do anything?
I don't know. But if he does, remember, I never close.
And if I need you, just whistle.
I didn't think you knew how to do that.
I don't, but I figured someone with experience like yours could give me lessons.
Oh, you've come to the right place. Now, first lesson, we close our lips and close our eyes.
Sorry.
Wait, you can't leave me here. That's not fair.
Oh, you've got yourself a real wacko here, haven't you?
Yeah, it looks that way.
Yeah?
Sorry to put you through so much trouble.
It's all right.
Wait a minute. I can prove it. We spent the night together.
Prove it? How?
You remember. Tell him. On the mountain with the wolves. But after you bandaged my knee.
No, that's impossible. I would remember doing Red Cross on gams like those.
Come on. You remember. You were talking about it.
I wasn't talking about anything. And as for wolves, those had to be in the dream. There were some wolves, but you see, I had a dream up there, and there were some wolves in it. So.
Dream?
Yeah, it was a great dream. Had wolves and it had a very beautiful girl. Beautiful girl. But it was only a dream. You know how I know?
Please, tell me.
Because when I woke up in the morning, she was gone. Just like I'm gone out of here. Have a nice day, darling.
Open 7.